We bring you the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. believes that the countries in the Asia-Pacific region are united and are working to achieve growth without getting involved in the Cold War mentality. During the luncheon meeting in Davos, Switzerland, Marcos explains that amid the pressures of an intense geopolitical tension in the region, the Philippines is in a very precarious position, being in the front line of the conflict. However, he said the Philippines is determined to stay away from the issue, noting the tendency for nations to move towards nationalism and protectionism as a result of the global crisis, such as the coronavirus pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine conflict. He said the pandemic brought the country back to the basics in which it could no longer depend on importation to survive, but rather rely on local economy to survive. Marcos said the Asia-Pacific region is focusing on pursuing its own destiny without being controlled by any country.
The trade is the key to wealth for any country. No country grew wealthy without a very strong trade relationship, not only with one or two other countries, but with the rest of the world. We are anchored in the idea that the future of the Indo-Pacific, the future of Asia-Pacific, for example, cannot be determined by anyone but the countries of the Asia-Pacific. And that removes us immediately from that idea that you must choose. We choose our friends. We choose our neighbors. That's the choice that we have made.
Meanwhile, the president is expected to announce the country's strong gross domestic product or GDP growth at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Amid the expected slowdown of the global economy, Finance Secretary Benjamin Diokno said last year's projection of 6.5 to 7.5% may still be sustained this year, which is considered as one of the highest in the Asia-Pacific region. He said the country's bustling manufacturing sector, record low unemployment, and stable and resilient banking system can alleviate the external headwinds and indicate a resilient economy. To date, Diokno said the Marcos government has created a more competitive and enabling environment through public-private partnership and by taking the initial steps in launching the Maharlika Investment Fund. Meanwhile, 7 of the country's business tycoons are also in Davos, Switzerland to support Marcos's participation to the 2023 annual meeting of the World Economic Forum. These are Sabine Aboitiz, Kevin Andrew Tan, Jaime Zobel de Ayala, Lance Gokongwei, Ramon Ang, Teresita C. Coson, and Enrique Razon. A magnitude 4.8 earthquake hit southeast of Tinaga Island in Camarines Norte early this morning. The quake that occurred at 5:57 a.m. had a depth of 1 kilometer and was tectonic in origin. The Philippine Institute of Seismology and Volcanology initially measured the quake at magnitude 5.3 with a depth of 10 kilometers. The quake was felt at intensity 5 in Mercedes, Camarines Norte, intensity 4 in Ginayangan and Tagkawayan, Quezon Province, intensity 3 in Buena Vista and Lopez, Quezon and Naga City, Camarines Sur, and intensity 2 in Catanuan and San Narciso, Quezon. The quake was also detected by instruments in several parts of Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Northern Samar, Quezon, and as far as Marikina City, Pasig, Bulacan, and Rizal Province. PHIVOLCS expects damage and aftershocks to occur. In other news, Barangay Ginebra import Justin Brownlee is now officially a Filipino citizen after swearing his allegiance to the Philippines on Monday. The American-born basketball player took his oath before Committee on Justice Chair Senator Francis Tolentino. Senators J.V. Ejercito and Christopher Lawrence Bongo presented Brownlee with a copy of the law. Brownlee first came to the Philippines in 2016. Republic Act 11937, signed by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on January 12, granted Brownlee's Filipino citizenship. As a naturalized Filipino, he can now suit up for the national team at the FIBA World Cup Asian qualifiers in February. Before the oath-taking, Brownlee led Barangay Ginebra to the PBA Commissioner's Cup title past Bay Area, 114-99 in the winner-take-all finals at the Philippine Arena on Sunday night. He scored 34 points and hauled down 8 rebounds, 12 assists, 1 steal, and 3 blocks.
I've been receiving a lot of messages, people telling me how proud they are, and I just want to keep making you guys proud and do whatever I can to help the national team. Whatever I can, will be available. To the SVP group, thank you guys. All the bosses, you guys have been there, the attorneys, you guys have been there every step of the way. And I'm just very honored and just, blessed to be a Filipino and represent the country in the right way and, show that Filipino pride to the world on the international stage for basketball.
And that is the latest and the biggest stories from the Pna Newsroom. For more news content, visit our webpage or head on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We are also shown on the social media pages of the Presidential Communications Office and on Radio Pilipinas RP1. Stay tuned for more news updates. I am William Theo. We tell stories that inspire change. Good day, everyone.